kids are not born, they do not come into this world craving marks. We teach them that. Let's talk sports. Assessment for and as learning equates to tryouts and practices. So assessment for learning, which includes, so these are our diagnostics. Finding out what kids retained over the summer, if anything. Finding out what they know about a unit before you launch into it. Diagnostic pre-assessment, the equivalent of the tryout if you're a coach. Finding out what skills the players bring to hockey, curling, whatever it may be. The practices are the formative part. They're the ongoing part. And then, of course, there are the assessments of where we say, let's see, I taught it, what did you learn in this unit? And the big ones, the playoffs here in Ontario, though that's the equivalent, if you like, of the 30% final. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because I know through most of my teaching career, I did not differentiate different purposes for assessment. Everything the kids did, I responded in the exact same way. When they got work back from me, and it's convenient if I just talk about written work, when they got work back from me, it had two things on it. It had feedback and it had a score. Now, I taught them well, of course. How many kids, on getting the work back from me, pored over my comments in the margin? What's Cooper said here? Oh, that's a good idea. What's he said here? Oh, I'm not sure what that means. I'll make an appointment to ask him. I've trained them well. They go straight to the bottom right corner of the last page, and it's either, yes, this goes home to mum and dad, or in the garbage. I have trained them. I've trained them to focus on the score. Now, we don't have any primary teachers in here. I love to spend time whenever I can, kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, because a whole day can go by, and I don't once hear, does this count? What's my mark? Is this on the test? I see kids and teachers engaged in the joy of learning. What on earth happens? We make sure that we kill that belief in school's about learning, and instead we replace it with the belief that school's about racking up maximum points with minimum effort. Let's get on with it, and you've told me how much of a problem it is. But let's remember that kids are not born, they do not come into this world craving marks. We teach them that. So the assessment for learning movement is about turning that around. And use this with the kids and with the parents. How many of you are involved in sports or have kids involved in sports? Could I see a show of hands, please? Wow. Fabulous. Okay, so if you're a coach, or you take your son or your daughter to practice, let's say it's soccer practice. If you're running a practice or you're watching a practice, how many effective coaches do you know yell scores at their athletes during practice to help them improve? Listen to our reaction. Share that with the kids and with the parents. Effective coaches watch, listen, and give feedback in terms of what the athlete did well, where the problem was, and what they need to do differently. Even better, effective coaches train the athletes themselves to be able to look at their own performance, perhaps through video or whatever, and give each other feedback. But the last thing you're going to hear yelled during practices are scores. Please, please think about that and engage your kids in discussion about this, because that's how we're going to win them over. Because, of course, we know that we spent too much time convincing the kid it's about racking up maximum points with minimum effort. And there is a growing body of research across the world that's saying we've got to undo this, and we can, and we must.